This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good morning and welcome to this morning's newscast on Kaieteur Radio. I am Kevin Smith. Let's get to the news in detail. The management of Guyana Goldfields says that the rent of $5 or 1,000 Guyana dollars is a standard rental arrangement that is offered to all investors desirous of making significant investment in the development of large-scale mining properties in Guyana. This was the position adopted publicly by Director of Corporate Office, Compliance and Government Relations for the company, Peter Benny. This is in regard to Chinese company Jiayin Mining Group, which acquired Guyana's largest gold mines from Canadian-based Guyana Goldfields and pays $5 annually in rental. Benny reiterated that all contracts and transactions relative to the mineral agreement, the attendant mineral licenses, and every associated matter of the company are available in the public domain and not secret. Meanwhile, two Guyanese, through their lawyers, have filed a case in the High Court against ExxonMobil's Stabroek Block projects. According to the case, which lists Attorney General Anil Nandlal as a representative for the state, the High Court is being asked to determine whether Exxon's operations violate the constitutional right of current and future generations to a healthy environment. The first applicant, Dr. Troy Thomas, is a scientist and a UT lecturer. The second applicant, Credad de Freitas, is a young man from the South Rupununi region of Guyana, an area rich in biodiversity, now threatened by climate change. It is understood that the case refers to the overwhelming scientific evidence of the devastating effect of greenhouse gas emissions, pointing out that oil and gas production are a major source of greenhouse gas emissions. In other news, having mined out its Hicks 4 and Spear Point mining pits, Australian-based Troy Resources Limited has since secured another lucrative concession in Guyana, 20 kilometers south of its Karuni operation, in the gold-rich Potaro locale, an area it had identified as a must-have target. The company made the announcement on Monday last by way of a public missive to shareholders and said the secured tenements adjacent to its 100% owned Karuni gold project in Guyana is considered to be highly prospective for large-scale gold discovery. With the new claim secured, the company said it increases Troy's land holding to an area of approximately 3,000 hectares. It was noted in the announcement that the Potaro claim was identified by Troy as a must-have target approximately 2 years ago. In other news, yesterday, 2 GRA employees and 2 other men appeared before a city magistrate to answer to the charge of forging $90.4 million in GRA checks. Those charged are 38-year-old Randy Gladstone, 26-year-old Leroy Green, 26-year-old Ivor Dowridge, and a 25-year-old Tuquan Clark. Green, Dowridge are GRA employees. The 4 men appeared in the Georgetown Magistrates Court before Senior Magistrate Leron Daly and were not required to plead to the indictable charges that were read to them. The charges allege that Gladstone, between October 28, 2020 and May 11, 2021, conspired with Green, Dowridge, Clark, and others to forge 2 Bank of Guyana checks purporting that they were issued by the GRA's Internal Revenue Department. Senior Magistrate Daly placed Clark, Green, and Dowridge on $600,000 bail each and remanded Gladstone to prison. The matter was then adjourned to July 2, 2021. And now let's tell you the board of directors for GWI revealed yesterday that a fraud was perpetuated at a commercial bank, which led to almost $30 million being removed from its account. GWI said the fraud was discovered by the Finance Department upon reconciling accounts for March 2021. Upon querying, the bank informed GWI that the amounts represent payments made via wire transfer instructions payable to persons in the USA, Troy Robertson and Dayanara Mohammed of Brooklyn Avenue, New York. It has been established that both signatures on the wire transfer instruction letters were forged. GWI was keen to know that it has never conducted business with these persons, at no time initiated or instructed the bank to carry out these fictitious transactions. The agency said, too, that the Guyana Police Force is currently conducting investigations. And moving on, Region 10 residents who have been diagnosed with end-stage kidney disease and are required to undergo hemodialysis for survival can now access this service at the Linden Hospital complex. Though it was set up in 2020, the center only became operational a few weeks ago and is already treating patients. While the service is not yet subsidized, residents are relieved since the transportation cost for travel 2 to 3 times per week to access the service at the Georgetown Public Hospital is no longer seen as a major burden. Medical Associate Dr. Leandre Hines, who is in charge of the facility, said that patients can benefit from the services between Monday to Friday from 8 hours to 16 hours 30. Persons desirous of being treated at the center can visit the Linden Hospital complex or call 444-4572 or 632-1186. And to wrap things up this morning, let's tell you that the Ministry of Health yesterday announced the 2 persons who tested positive for COVID-19 have died. Their deaths now bring Guyana's COVID-19 death toll to 351. The latest fatalities are a 52-year-old woman from Region 3 and a 58-year-old from Region 6. Furthermore, 160 new cases were recorded, taking the total number of confirmed cases to 15,903. 18 patients are in the COVID-19 ICU, 113 persons are in institutional isolation, 1,876 in home isolation, and 8 persons are quarantined institutionally. To date, 13,545 recoveries have been recorded. And with that, we've come to the end of this morning's newscast. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising?